Hello students, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to another video by QuickStudy. This video covers the options of starting up and running a franchise operation from topic 1.4, making the business effective. And in this video, we'll learn about what is a franchise and how to start a franchise. And we'll also talk about the advantages and disadvantages of a franchise business. Now, when we talk about expanding a successful business, you need to understand that when a business is successful in one particular area, the goal is to replicate that success in other areas as well. And if you don't really expand, others will copy your business idea and they might get ahead of you, which you don't really want for yourself, right? And here the challenge for new and small businesses is that cloning a business idea multiple times can be difficult. Now, how is franchising going to be a solution for you in this case? So what you need to understand is that franchising involves selling the rights to someone else so that they can use your business idea, name, or your image and the methods that you use in a specific area or a location. And the buyer of the franchise, who is also called the franchisee, will do the work that is necessary to make the business a success. And the seller of the franchise, who is also known as the franchisor, needs to pick someone capable who can uphold the image or the brand image and the reputation of the business, right? Because failure to do so would lead to the image of the business being tarnished, which an owner wouldn't definitely want. And when it comes to franchising, Subway can be a very good example. You see, Subway was started back in 1965 by a 17-year-old named Fred DeLuca with just $1,000 of a loan. And the initial success led to opening more stores. And eventually in 1974, when franchising came about, it was the time and opportunity for Subway to go global, right? And by 2016, Subway had over 45,000 outlets worldwide. And the first UK Subway store opened in 1996, and today there are over 2,000 Subway outlets in the UK alone, and they are the largest sandwich seller in the UK, even surpassing brands like Tesco. And despite the struggles that they have faced in the US back in 2015 and 2016, Subway sales in the UK continued to grow. And this goes on to show us how franchising can help your business sustain itself in the long run, because even if the sales or the business performance is not doing as well in one particular location, you will be able to offset that with better performance in other locations. So what's in it for the franchise owner? I mean, why would you want to sell your rights of trading to another person? So first of all, you need to understand that expansion can be very expensive and difficult to manage at the same time. If I had to give you an example, starting a new Burger King store can cost as much as £500,000. And yes, of course, you need a lot of capital money to buy assets or to get your premises in place and all other expenses combined. So when you sell franchise to a franchisee, what they're going to do is pay for that money or the amount of capital that is required to start the new store or open a new outlet. And what franchising will do for you as a franchisor or an owner is that it eliminates the need for you to oversee or manage and handle a lot of new things. So there won't be as many managers that you need to look after. And yes, of course, there are plenty of benefits that comes along with franchising. The first one being that with a franchise, you are able to expand much quickly since there is less management involved. And also it can help you to grab a large portion of the market share. And this can also help you with securing the market share before your competitor does, right? And moreover, when you are franchising, you will receive a portion of the profits that your franchisee is making. Like, since you have sold the rights of trading to another company. So whatever sales that they're going to make, you are going to receive a percentage or a portion of it. If I had to give you an example, Subway receives at least 8% of all the revenues from their 45,000 outlets worldwide. And another part, this is usually a part of the agreement in a franchising, which is that the franchisee who is buying the rights to trade has to buy the raw materials or the supplies that is needed from the franchisor. So if you are a franchisor and you are selling your rights of trading to another company, they are obliged and required as per the document to buy the raw materials from you. And you can also make a profit off of that. And moreover, franchise owners have an additional benefit, that is they have more time to make strategic planning and make better decisions, look for better business development opportunities and effective marketing and advertising techniques as well. So what it basically does is it gives you more time to spend on your core business practices as opposed to managing expansion and sales. And of course, this franchising strategy is what has contributed to the huge success that McDonald's has gained over the last many years that they have been in business. So when you are starting out a franchising operation, you need to keep in mind that being good at one specific area or skill isn't really enough to start a successful business, since we have already talked about this in our earlier videos that being an entrepreneur will require you to have a multitude of skills or a variety of skills that can be put to use. Say for example, just because you are a good cook does not necessarily mean that you will be able to run a successful restaurant, because starting up with a successful restaurant may involve, not actually may, it will involve coming up with the idea of a menu, creating an image of the restaurant in your customer's mind. I mean, is it a place where families could come in and dine, or is it just a casual restaurant where friends could come in and hang out? And there are plenty of other things, like where are you going to get your supplies from, who is going to provide you with the best quality materials with the lowest prices. Then there is of course the marketing and the advertising aspect as well. So this is exactly how an entrepreneur requires a multitude of skills before they start out a business. And with that, I'd also like to add in a few more benefits, or the key benefits that franchising can allow you, which is that when you are buying a franchise, it's not just a well-established image of a business that you're buying, it's also the proven method for doing things. You see, when you are buying a franchise for McDonald's, you know that McDonald's has a proven history or a track record of selling large quantities of products in a specific period of time, as opposed to you starting out as a new restaurant with little to no customer base and no history. There is little chances of success in comparison to if you were buying a franchise from McDonald's, right? And another key benefit of buying a franchise is that the know-how or the method of doing things, you see, the equipment for making a milkshake at McDonald's is proven and it's pre-tested. You don't really have to experiment with it along the way. And moreover, as an individual outlet, you will benefit quite greatly and significantly by saving on the advertising and marketing costs. Since McDonald's is, I'm just using the example of McDonald's here, since McDonald's is doing so much for their advertising and marketing campaigns globally, they already have an established brand image, and the amount of budget or the amount of money that they can spend on advertising and marketing is a lot in comparison to what you can afford to spend on your marketing and advertising budget, right? So it can help you save on significant costs. And also, it's very important for you to understand that when you are part of a large brand like McDonald's or Subway, it basically allows you to benefit from other sources as well. Like when you are going to a financial institution for a bank loan, they are much more likely to lend out money to you if you are part of a much bigger business like a franchise, right? As opposed to you as an independent entrepreneur. And of course, there are other benefits as well, like the products and the working methods that they're using is pre-tested, and this essentially reduces the chances of mistakes that you're going to make, and it also lowers the failure rate for startups too. Now, since we have talked about quite a few benefits of buying into a franchise as a franchisee or you selling your rights to trading as a franchisor, we also need to take a look at the drawbacks or the potential downfalls of franchising operation, right? So first of all, we need to understand that franchising acts as a transitioning step, and it serves as a middle ground of owning an independent business and working under the strict rules that is set by the franchise. So if you are why did you actually get into entrepreneurship in the first place? I mean, you wanted to enjoy independence and autonomy, right? Which you won't be able to practice as much while you are in a franchising agreement, right? Because the franchisor, also often referred to as the parent company, will often have a strict set of rules or procedures which you need to abide by. Now, if you are a franchisee buying the rights to trade for McDonald's, you won't be able to change the layout of the store. You won't be able to change the different colors of lights that you want to put up or the way the logo is put. There are little tiny details that you need to follow by the book, and along the way that might be frustrating for experienced business people who have been in business for a long time, and they have definitely enjoyed their independence and autonomy along the way. Now all of a sudden, due to the nature of how franchising is done, they have to abide by all these rules and regulations, and there are additional problems that come along with being a franchise owner. So when you are a franchise owner or a franchisee, you would have to pay a royalty, which is often around 8% of your monthly sales. So if I had to give you an example, if your yearly sales is around £300,000 and you are paying at least 8% of it as a royalty fee, it will come out to be £24,000, which is quite a significant amount, right? And say, for example, if the time is not good in general, I mean, if your sales are declining and you have to pay such high amounts as royalty fees, it will definitely eat away at your profits, and this can be burdensome. And moreover, another problem with franchising is that not all franchises are created equally. I mean, there's a quality issue as well. Not everyone can maintain quality. If you sell your rights of trading to a company who is not abiding by the rules and regulations that you have set out, and they are not maintaining the quality of the service or the product that they're selling, you will suffer from a loss of brand image that is very difficult for you to manage, because you are not really managing the business by yourself. It's the franchise owner who is doing the managing part of the business. If I had to give you an example, in 2014, the G-Star franchise had to close down several stores due to high costs. The high costs involved high rents and payments to the workers, which is why they couldn't sustain the stores that they had opened. I mean, this does not really paint a good picture about G-Star in the minds of the consumers. Firstly, they saw that there were all these stores that popped out of nowhere, and then they were just gone, just like that. So that is not good for your brand image. Now, when it comes to assessing the franchising opportunities, you need to understand that, like every other business opportunities, there are significant risks that come along with buying a franchise, right? So what you need to do is that you need to take a good look at the franchisors or the franchise owners' financial records, right? What they have done so far and how they have done it. And another way you can do this is by talking to other franchisees who have been in operation for some time. And this way you'll be able to get a better idea of how their services are like. I mean, they are charging at least an 8% commission on your sales revenue, right? So in exchange for the royalty payment that they are taking from you, they will be providing you with something in return, which is of value to you. So talking with other franchisees can help you gauge that satisfaction level and make a better assessment. Now, we should talk about the different benefits that come along with buying a good franchise. Yes, there are definitely risks involved with buying into a franchise, but still it's regarded as one of the best methods to venture out into starting something of your own. You see, when you are operating a franchise, You will get the valuable experience of running a business, which you can then use later on to start something of your own completely independently. And it will give you the confidence and the experience to do better in future endeavors. And students, with that, we have come towards the end of this video. To give you a short recap of what we have covered so far, we have talked about what is franchising, how you can start franchising, and what are the different advantages and disadvantages that comes along with franchising. And of course, students, I'd like to thank you for watching this video. And if you've liked this video, do subscribe to our channel, since we post regularly on different subjects and topics which can help you ace your GCSEs. And for more information on our one-on-one online tutoring services, do visit our website at www.quickstudy.uk. Thank you.